Hey Pisces, and welcome to your monthly tarot reading. So this is for the month of August 2023 for Pisces sun or rising signs. And this is of the tarot readings that I put out for the videos that I put out. This is the more extended reading. So this will have to do with more, it's a longer reading, but more cards. And we'll be looking at what's happening in the progression of the month, beginning, middle, end of the month, challenge, spiritual advice coming through. So funny I say that, and then there's like this thunder. It's so cool outside. Love doing readings during storms. It's kind of like one of my favorite things in the world. So what else? Yes, the astrological highlights video for the first half of August is already up and out. That is a video that has timestamps, so you can skip ahead to whichever dates or transits you want to look at. But it's also really great to just be able to come back through the month and be able to like click back and like check things out, remind yourself about things, or to look back and be like, oh, how did that show up for me? So that's also out. I will link that down below, and I will have that in at the end of this video. Last thing I'll say, we're starting out this month with the full moon in Aquarius in tropical astrology. And if you have been a part of my channel and have seen my videos before, you'll know that I do semi-bi-weekly tarot readings, and those are more bite-sized, like approximately 5-6 minute kind of videos approximately, and that's meant to take you from full to new moon or new to full moon, and to be able to utilize the waxing or waning energies to the best of like what's going to be of most benefit to you, right? So how can you take advantage of, how can you utilize the energies, and just getting a really quick read on any kind of guidance that is coming through for you with regard to that. Okay. All right, Pisces. So what do we have showing up for my Pisces people? I'm feeling this card here. Okay. Cool. Okay. Liking this. This particular 9 of coins is actually like one of my favorite cards in this particular deck. I just happen to really love it. And then let's take a look at also what kind of challenge there is like an undercurrent with. Oh, okay. You know what? This is one of the cards. There are like a couple of cards that have showed up for several signs. This is one of them. So, and I know for sure one of them was actually in the challenge position, maybe 2 of them. So, actually I'm putting this one here. Okay. Ooh, I like that. That's some nice spiritual advice. Yay. Yay. Who am I? All right. That's funny. I just hear myself talk sometimes and I'm like, did I just say that? I did. So, I'm a silly person. Anyway. So let's start out by taking a look at what the theme is, like what area of life is being brought into focus. So I do this to kind of, my camera overheated. So I forget exactly what I was saying, but I think I was talking about how like I pull these to really pull the reading for the collective readings into focus, right? So it's just another way to try to get it to land for more people, or to have it be more, you know, specific. The most specific that you're going to be able to get, if you really want it to be accurate for yourself, like it's cool to check in with like collective readings. Awesome. Some months it's going to hit, some months it won't. But if you really want to know and you want it to consistently be like super specific, the best way to do that is to get a one-to-one reading. So if you're interested in that, I am taking bookings for those. Description box has all the information for 30, 60, and 90-minute readings. And while I'm reading this, if you are just like, I don't know, I don't feel like this is relating to my 4th house, I feel like this is about my career or something like that, then totally take this and apply it to that, right? Whatever it resonates most with, you're going to know that, you'll feel that for yourself. So the 4th house topics that we're looking at, you know, those have to do with our home life, like our physical sanctuary, where we feel most safe and secure. And not just the physical sanctuary that we have, but our internal sanctuary, right? Our internal world, our emotions, like those more private and sensitive spaces that maybe nobody or maybe very few people really get to have a peek into. This can also represent our family life from when we were much younger, you know, when we were in our formative years, and more specifically parents, right? So that's something, if those topics feel relevant to you, then awesome. But more so when I feel into this house, I feel just about how it's very much this internal, sensitive, more private space that we, you know, it's our most held inner private space, right? So aside from the 12th house stuff, right? So that's what we have going on here. So starting out with like the beginning of the month into the rest of the month, we have the 7 of coins, the 9 of coins, and the 4 of coins showing up, with the 7 of swords being the challenge and the ace of coins being the spiritual advice or whatever, divinatory guidance, whatever feels best for yourself. So however you like to phrase that. It's interesting to see so much of the coins energy showing up. Let's dig into this. So at the beginning of the month, the beginning third of the month, we have the 7 of coins, right? So just talking more about like how whatever you're up to, whatever you're building, whatever you are exploring, growing in your life, this is going to require more time and energy, attention, patience. Like you might be starting to see the seeds of your labor starting to maybe fruit a little bit, but it's not at harvest time yet, right? It's not quite there. So this may be something to do with like work that you've been doing around your internal world, your emotions, or with your family, maybe very physically with your home life. Like it could very much be like a physical renovation that you're dealing with. We have Venus going retrograde, or it already is retrograde, but it's going to be retrograde this entire month still. And so it could very much be about those types of things having to do with aesthetics and like the actual physicality of your home and like how it looks and feels. Either way, like I said, apply this wherever it feels most applicable in your life. So this is kind of like you've been putting in the time, energy, attention to like tending your garden, like tilling the soil, pulling the weeds, pruning things, watering things, right? Like doing all the things. And it's like you might start to see like some of the flowering happening, but it's not really quite there. So just have patience. Just know that it's going to take some more time, more investment of either time, energy, attention in terms of resources, or even possibly finances. We're talking about the earth suit, so let's just like mention that as well. When we come into the middle of the month, I really love that you have the 9 of coins showing up. 9 of coins, this is about knowing your worth, knowing your value, and being like, I got me, right? Like not the I don't need anyone, but in a way it's more like the positive way of being able to be self-sufficient and self-reliant, but not in a way that's coming from like the need to prove or indeficiency or from lack or deficiency and any of that kind of stuff, right? Like it's more like I know me, I know my value, and I can own my shit, I can own my worth. I know that I have something to contribute here. Again, like we could bring this back to home topics of the 4th house, or this could just be like internal emotional work that you're doing to start to really maybe own other aspects of yourself that have previously not really been owned by you before now. Really stepping into yourself, like coming into your own in another way, or stepping into the next iteration of yourself in some way. This can also just be having it together, like financially, or feeling like you're really getting it together, right? So there is this beautiful energy with this. Now, like whether you check out all of the different dates in the astrological highlights video, I will highlight like the 13th of August for the Venus Cazimi, even if you just go watch it for that one. Like just with this vibe that's happening with the 9 of coins here, I would say, I think it'd be worth checking out that particular date. It is an auspicious date in the middle of this, like it's like the eye of the storm. It's like almost like quite the middle of the month, right? It's the 13th, and it's just like this out of time, eye of the storm, like calm clarity, kind of a turning point in this particular retrograde before we get to the Mercury retrograde, where I think that it is definitely a day to utilize the energy towards like put momentum towards, put energy towards like whatever it is that would have you feel this way, that would build up this 9 of coins kind of energy in your life, right? And then we move into the last third of the month. And it's interesting because like the last third of the month, we have Mercury will be retrograde, and it will be retrograde at the same time that Venus is retrograde. Venus doesn't come direct until September 3rd. So they will both be retrograde for a period of time. And it's not that retrogrades are bad, it's just that it causes maybe a slowdown or some delay. And it's meant to happen that way to give us time to pause and reflect, time to review and revisit things with regard to the topics of those planets, right? And so I talk about this you know, a little bit in the astrological highlights video, but it will be talked about a lot more when I release the second half of the month astrological highlights video. So make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss out on when that drops. So just gonna say that. So yeah, the Four of Coins, or the Four of Cups that we have here at the end of the month, you know, I see this as like really unfolding in two different ways, right? Either there is this unintentionally not being able to recognize, to see, perceive the gifts, the possibilities, the assistance that is coming through. Normally with this card in traditional decks, you'll see the imagery of like a hand coming out of like the ethers, coming out of a cloud, out of nowhere, and offering up this chalice, you know. And so there is this kind of like assist that you're getting from whatever you want to call it, universe, angels, guides, you know, spirit guides, whatever, that like they're trying to come through and offer you some assistance, some opportunity to assist you with what you are, what's up for you in this, in, you know, what you're creating or what you're dealing with. And it's almost like just not even seeing it. So with this card, I often say it's time to like really widen your perspective, try to be curious, try to purposefully look for the opportunities, to look for where your universe, whatever you want to call it, is trying to assist you, trying to offer things up. I think that oftentimes we won't recognize or see these things because it doesn't show up in a way that's exactly what we want or how we would like it to look or feel. And so we almost disregard it, either unintentionally or intentionally, right? So this is where it's like, you know, be proactive, be like, set your intention to look for where you're being supported, to look for the opportunities that are being presented to you. Some of those opportunities could inside of them have like pieces of the puzzle that will get you to the next step, even if it's just a stepping stone. And so this is what I would really recommend here. The challenge card that we have showing up is the Seven of Swords. You know, and the Seven of Swords, you know, I know that this card is known for being a card about, you know, thievery or deceit or manipulation, or like, you know, just like the secrets that are like hidden in the shadows and things of that nature, like just kind of like shady, right? However, this card isn't just about other people that could possibly be that way. Although, if that feels like it really applies, take that. However, the feeling that I'm getting here is the ways in which we lie to ourselves, the ways in which we deceive ourselves, right? We have ourselves, like our mind is set on a path, or on a project, or on like a person or a connection or whatever it is. And we go at it sometimes with such fervor in life that it's like denying anything that isn't in alignment with that thing. And we go at it almost blindly with tunnel vision. And in the process, forget to or refuse to stop along the way and ask ourselves whether this is really something that is truly what we want anymore. Is it really aligned? How do I really feel about this person, this project, this whatever it is that I'm pursuing, or what's being created in my life? How do I feel about myself and how I'm interacting with the world? So these are the things where it's like we have this tendency to avoid looking at the nitty-gritty truth about how we feel about things because, you know, we feel guilty, whatever it is. Like you might have, like, for instance, a friend that you love dearly. However, you feel that you're not being honest with yourself about the fact that the amount of time that you spend with them, like you come away feeling really drained or kind of like down, like you feel heavier instead of lighter, whatever it is. And instead of acknowledging that so that you can maybe make different choices about how much time or where you choose to spend time with this person that you really care about and love deeply as your friend, you just continue to plow through and allow that to continue to drain you. And it's just a dishonesty with yourself. And you don't see it as being maybe a big thing, but over time it accumulates and it creates a snowball effect and it becomes bigger and bigger, right? So that's just one example. There are many examples. You could probably see that in romantic relationships and in your pursuit of certain goals, right? But when we are not honest with ourselves about like how we really feel, we can't adjust appropriately and pivot. So I feel like this is really more about the getting brutally honest with ourselves, not in a way to punish ourselves, not in a way to like, you know, not to be brutal in the way that we're like unforgiving, unrelenting with ourselves, but more just being honest, even if we never speak it to a word to anybody else. more just so that we can know and be acting from a place of clarity, integrity, and alignment for ourselves internally, right? And what we have coming up for your spiritual advice, more coins, yay. But we have the Ace of Coins, and I love this because it presents new opportunity. I love this because I feel like it's actually touching in also, not just with the other coins cards, but also with this card here at the end that I was talking about with like widening your perspective and your ability to perceive the kinds of assistance that you're getting in the world, right? And so that you don't miss the opportunity. I feel like this is kind of like an exclamation point, like the universe, whatever, again, whatever you call it, but the universe is just like, hey, hello, we are trying to give you opportunity here, and I'm trying to tell you, listen. And so that's what I see coming up here, right? Because like as an experiment, just as a thought, I'm going to throw this out there, take it or leave it, but just as an experiment, try for like 3 days, 5 days in a row, starting your day with maybe even setting an alarm on your phone, like a reminder, 3 times a day, or before you walk out the door, like I am going to purposefully look for the like where I'm being supported, or I'm being given assistance, or I'm seeing opportunities for myself, no matter how small they are, whether it's like parking space level, you know, small, to like life-changing windfall opportunities large, right? But just learning to look for recognizing where those things are in your life. And I guarantee that after 3 to 5 days of doing this, you start to actually recognize how supported you are in this world, right? How supported you are by your universe, or whatever you want to call it, right? So here we have like the advice coming through, the spiritual guidance that's there is like, hey, there is new opportunity on the horizon, and it's coming, it's here. It's really just about being open to and recognizing and being able to be ready to take advantage of it, right? So when people talk about, I think it was like, I'm totally not going to remember the quote, but it's like Seneca that had this quote that was around having to do with what luck was, right? And that was really just like preparation meeting opportunity, essentially, right? That's like me totally putting it in my own words, but and that's what I see here. That's what I see coming up here. So I hope that this is helpful, Pisces. If it was, please consider giving the video a like. It does help me be in favor of the algorithm gods so that I can have this be seen by more people as I'm growing this channel. And while you're at it, please give the video, besides giving the video a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos on the horizon. As I said, I will have the video for the astrological highlights up here on the screen if it's not already. And then also there will be the videos for the full to new moon that you can check out. So thanks for your time. Thanks for being here. I will see you in the next video. Bye.